evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, it is a tradition of the burnt supper, as much as the piping of the haggis, or Miss Jardine working as an auxiliary waitress, that the head boy is bound by duty and honour to give the toast to the wonderful lassies of his year by embarrassing and shaming them. A lot harder than it sounds, some of you may think, but believe me, I'm sure they found it much more difficult trying to think of some more complimentary, positive stories to tell you all. I apologise in advance if this seems harsh, but without further ado, here's my toast to our fine lassies. But before I begin, I'd like to mention the Christmas dance and our rector. The Christmas dance was a massive success, thanks to our dance committee for all their hard work. As the night progressed, one thing was made evident. Mr. Williamson cannot dance. Our rector had quite the fall, but in his defence, he was dancing with Emily. We all wondered if he was a true Scotsman, yet she was the only one willing to check. It was evident that all of the girls made an excellent effort, from their beautiful dresses to their expensive spray tans. One spray tan in particular didn't seem to go according to plan, but since she isn't here tonight, we won't dwell on that. All jokes aside, it has to be said that you all looked stunning. But on the night of the dance, Mr. Williamson approached a small group of girls and said, "Good evening, ladies. How are you doing? Have you having a good time?" "Yes, we're having an amazing time," they replied. "And which school are you from?" he asked. With a disgusted look on their faces, they answered, "Hawick." For better or for worse, the rest is in verse. The lovely ladies of SMT, they scrub up well, I know you agree. I was lucky enough to dance with them all, despite Mrs. Oliver being so small. I had to lean over and bend my knees. Even then, my back began to seize. Mrs. Lothian is no dancer. In my eyes, more of a prancer. Even if I do have size 12 feet, when she stood on them, the words I heard, I cannot repeat. As for the lively lass Miss Little, it was like dancing with the Tasmanian devil. Always full of energy and so enthusiastic. To say you're a great dancer would be a tad sarcastic. Unlike Mr. Beaton, so slick and smooth, for on the dance floor he sure can move. His dancing is well rehearsed and certainly a feature. It's obvious you used to be a PE teacher. Now we move on to our 6th year. Ladies, you have much to fear. The kind, caring, selfless Nicole, making others smile is her goal. I'm sure this story will make you all grin. Her antics one night were such a sin. On a Saturday, cold and dark, she took a shortcut home through the park. A sudden urge she did feel that soon she would have to break the seal. But with the toilets locked and nowhere to hide, she had to make do under the children's slide. Hawick's youngest cougar is Marissa. Only young lads she will let kiss her. The junior boys better keep out of her way, as she's known to lead little lambs astray. 3 times it took Abby to pass her test, even though she tried her best. But within a week she'd crashed her car, and the journey wasn't really that far. The state of her car was extremely bad, but come on Abby, you can't blame the lessons from Rachel's dad. The wildlife around Denham now live in fear, after Ashley played chicken with a deer. In this case, the micro won, but now the poor deer is dead and done. With the car repaired and finally revving, she sent a little fox straight up to heaven. So the rest of you girls who need to pass your test, there's little to live up to, if that's the best. Back to the park, where Tony is known. For one night there, she wasn't alone. Up to no good at the helter-skelter. I suppose it's better than the Chinese shelter. On New Year's Eve at Isla's place, Emma Johnston needed some space. She rushed to the bathroom in a great hurry. What she found there was quite a worry. Next time, Tara, keep the door locked. But really, Emma, you should have knocked. One not-so-dumb blonde needed a blood test, but the sight of blood she did detest. As the needle came into view, she knew she wasn't able. She fainted, head first, straight into a table. I'm not really one to name and shame. Let's just say Rudolph would have been a good nickname. The Head of the dance committee was Danielle. A great job she did and led us well. No one will forget her speech before the dance, warning us all that this was our last chance. The after party she tried to save. For going against her, the police were brave. But sadly our after party was no more, and I was planning on staying later than 4. And our fancy dress costumes and used they han, but I'm certain the 6th year will go out with a bang. Lauren Oldham, our deputy head, hasn't got the best voice, it has to be said. She has a gift for murdering a song. Her rendition of Whitney was just plain wrong. But one thing that she can do a treat. On a Saturday night along Hawick High Street, when she's tired and sick of walking, she lets her body do the talking. In plain view, where everyone can see, she drops to the floor and starts the party. Along the pavement, she starts to squirm, getting a fair distance by doing the worm. Katrina Rowland, the perfect head girl, a straight A student, isn't she, Brill? But not as innocent as she does seem. What she gets up to, others wouldn't dare to dream. When she dances and jumps around, her energy, it knows no bound. Too hot in a club, when she starts to flirt, she's been known to take off her shirt. Katrina also likes to get around, just before she's homeward bound. Her moves must be used to good effect, for a 5th year, a farmer and a prefect. So Katrina, you're not as quiet as a mouse. Things you're known for in a Wendy house. All jokes aside, Katrina, I think you're great. Just before your hatred for me begins to escalate. In arguments you can be vicious, but your baking is truly delicious. To the best head girl ever, I don't know what I'd do without you. And Lauren, yeah, you're alright too. Despite these minor flaws, I wouldn't change any of you for the world. You keep us all entertained in so many different ways, and you're absolutely amazing, and you've made the 6th year what it is now. Can I ask all the lads to be upstanding? And join me in a toast to the lassies.